Thanks so much for your time, Lira.
It's such a pleasure,
Mini
thank you.
Lira, I should say, right? We appreciate it. Tell us why you agreed to actually take part in this, especially whether you think Barbie does convey a positive image for young girls.
Well, I absolutely do. Barbie had the first female astronaut before an actual man was even sent to the moon. So that's just one of the things. But I think for me, this particular honor was a big one, being the first African. When I saw how they honored the other role models, I saw that they looked like the people that they actually depict. And so it was interesting for me to see how they would, for instance, do my hair. It's my favorite thing about the doll is the hair.
Yeah. So let's get a close-up of this doll and tell me whether you think every other element of it, I mean, she even has earrings that's named after
right?
Lira earrings. Her fashion sense.
It's
yeah,
everything she's wearing is South African, absolutely. This is actually an outfit that I wore on stage this year. And the earrings are by Nondi's handcrafted jewelry, and the top is by a local designer called Silo Medube, and the brand is Scalo. Yeah. So I actually look like this on stage, and so it allows me to celebrate other South African designers at the same time. Yeah, it's a really historic moment.
And as of course, we'll get their names out as well, which is the aim of this, to promote South African talent across the world. So what's the process of actually having a doll modeled around you? Do they come to you and say, okay, we've looked at you, we looked pictures of you, we looked at pictures of you. Tell us now what you want this doll to look like, or do they do it themselves?
No, not at all. I was very hands-on. So I gave them an option of various looks that I would have liked the doll to look like, and then we settled on this one. And then while I was in LA, I visited the warehouse and I saw all 50 people that were involved in making this single doll. So I met the people that do the hair, the people that paint the face, and I send them makeup looks that are my favorites. And so they actually sit there and do a perfect makeup look. The earrings, the clothing, I met the lady she's worked there 23 years that did this outfit. Now the print was specifically done for this version, this miniature version of Lira.
Yeah.
And I met the guy that designed the shoes, and I got to maneuver his equipment as well that he used to design that. So it was, for me, very meaningful to actually sit there and watch the creative process. And there's a lot of passion that goes into it, so it made me appreciate how huge the honor is, truly.
Yeah. Now, of course, it is Women's Month.
Yes.
And this is something we should talk about while we have you here. What kind of role model are you hoping to be for young girls, and what should they aspire to?
Well, in as far as this particular campaign goes, we speak of the dream gap. And this is through Martel's or Barbie's research. They've discovered that from the age of 5, young girls stop believing that they can be presidents or astronauts or whatever. And so it really just speaks to us just checking how we communicate to young girls. Because as we know, our personalities are formed by the age of 7. So it really is important for us to consider and to rethink what we are telling young girls. And so for me, being the first African to be honored in this way, I think tells young girls that you can be anything that you want to be. You can rock your hair short, you can wear your ethnicity with pride, but also out there in the world, you truly can be anything you want to be. Yeah. And, you know, I think the more authentic you are as a human being, the more you are radiant. So we all lead through the light of our example. And certainly for me, this is the affirmation.
And how important do you think it is to actually have an African Barbie?
It is essential. It's something that we all can relate to. And I think for me, what's even more important than this Barbie has short hair. It's a really realistic depiction of a lot of us women out there. And what I also didn't realize until I got to Los Angeles in the warehouse is that Barbie actually has fuller figured Barbies, athletic Barbies, gender fluid Barbies, Barbies with prosthetic legs on wheelchairs. So they've done, especially since 2016, they've done a lot to be more reflective of real people out there. Yeah. There's other Barbies with extremely dark skin, gorgeous, with short hair, with afros. So they've really done a lot to turn their brand around. And of course, I had already agreed before I realized this. And so once I was there, it became all that more meaningful for me that I was a part of this campaign.
But is it too late? Because you have so many people arguing that, you know, Barbie, the skinny doll, instills this image in the head of a young girl as to how they should look. And if they don't look that way, they don't feel pretty. Because you say these changes happened since 2016. Barbie's been in existence for 60 years now.
60 years, true. Well, is it ever too late? I think the point is that it did happen. And it's so diverse, it's actually quite exciting. And I couldn't be more thrilled. I mean, I look at this doll, she's got full luscious lips, beautiful short hair, she's wearing a beautiful African fabric, and I feel proud. And I think it's about what we can do moving forward. There's still a lot more that we can do, but we do it collectively, I believe.
Yeah. And of course, people now will want to know where they can get this doll from. Tell us.
This is a once-off. So this little baby here is mine in honor of Women's Month. So I'm the 50th icon that they've chosen. They've chosen people like Oprah Winfrey, for instance. So I get to have my very own, and being the first African as well. And in actually, to create a whole range, it takes up to 2 years, like 18 months to 2 years. So this is the first step, and you never know.
So this is yours, then it's going to be...
This baby is mine.
For you. Okay, so you're not going to be able to buy it if you were hoping to, but thank you so much for your time.
It's such a great pleasure.
We do appreciate it.
Thank
you. And of course, is songstress Lira on becoming Barbie. Well, she's not a Barbie. She has a doll that Barbie has named after her, made it look like her as well.